Good morning, everyone. It's March 2nd, 2019. I'm Eric. Yes, they're coming for your guns. The House just passed two extreme gun control bills in 2 days. This is from Dagny Taggart, DC Clothesline. Before I get started, if you agree with my commentary, if you think I'm correct, please do give me a thumbs up, maybe a share. I have a Discord server link and a PayPal link below. If I'm worthy of your time for conversation and spare dollars, it's down there. So, I've been talking about these gun grabbers for about 7 years now. And with each passing year, they infringe on your right to self-defense more and more. It has not mattered who the president has been. For the second day in a row, gun grabbers in the House of Representatives have passed an extreme gun control bill. Yesterday we reported that the House of Representatives voted to pass H.R. 8, the Bipartisan Background Check Act of 2019, which would require background checks for all firearm sales, including private transactions and purchases made online and at gun shows, which is why my family rushed out and bought some more firearms. Currently, only federally licensed firearms dealers, importers, and manufacturers are required to conduct background checks on customers under federal law. We also reported that the House would be voting on another gun control bill this week, H.R. 1112, the Enhanced Background Checks Act of 2019, which has been nicknamed the Charleston Loophole Bill. I'm going to tell you about a loophole here. It's a big one. It's called the black market. Do not buy guns from stores. It's the worst thing you can do. You go on a list, and they know exactly where you live, and when the day comes, and it will come, for them to come to your home and steal your property, they're going to know exactly what you have, and they're going to demand you hand them over or else. And I'm sure you know what that or else is. That bill would extend the amount of time firearms dealers must wait for a response from the background check system before the sale can proceed to 20 days. Currently, they can make the sale if they haven't received a response in 3. The National Rifle Association warned that H.R. 1112 is worse than H.R. 8. Under that bill, gun sales from licensed dealers would be subject to the discretion of federal officials. Through either malice or incompetence, the legislation creates an unworkable system where gun buyers could be placed in an endless loop of background checks and would never actually receive the firearms they wish to purchase. Again, you don't have to worry about that if you buy from the black market. Today, the House voted to pass, and that was, I believe, yesterday. Let me check the date. So, yesterday, the House voted to pass H.R. 1112 on a largely party line vote of 228 to 198. Representative Debbie Lesko, a survivor of domestic violence, attempted to amend the bill to keep the 3-day time limit on background checks for domestic violence victims trying to buy a gun. She said, do we really want to tell victims of domestic violence that they have to wait up to 20 business days, the Arizona Republican asked, before they are allowed to adequately defend themselves? See, they don't give a shit if you can adequately defend yourself. They'll tell you that's what 911 is for, except there's a problem with that. And the problem is, the Supreme Court has ruled time and time again that the police have no duty to protect individual members of the public. So who are they protecting then? Well, maybe that's something you should think deeply about. So, again, the only safe gun to own is one that the government don't know about. The gun grabbers are not going to stop people. They're going to keep going. And the last 20 years should provide you ample proof of this. I thought the guns were the line in the sand. I see no one out there making any moves. The gun grabbers in Congress are not going to stop trying to take away our rights. They will continue to chip away with insidious measures. We will see continued efforts to diminish our rights. And without the gun right, without the guns, you cannot defend any of the other rights. I'm sure I don't have to remind my viewers that every time gun confiscation happens, government abuses the people even more. I mean, just look at how many people are battered and killed by cops now. Well, when they take the guns, when they get your weapons, just think of how much worse that nightmare is going to be. How much worse the police, law enforcement in general are going to behave. I know a lot of you people think that these guys are heroes. They're not heroes. It does not take bravery to act when there's no consequences for your actions. A brave person does what's right, regardless of the consequences. And don't get me wrong, there are some sheriff's departments out there that will refuse to participate in these pieces of legislation, except they should have stopped participating a long time ago when they knew these various laws were unconstitutional. But they didn't. The worst thing is that they'll call it common sense measures, terminology that sets it up so that anyone who objects is a nutcase. It makes it seem as though those of us who demand our rights be unfettered are fringe lunatics instead of self-reliant, law-abiding citizens. We'll see how fucking proud you are to call yourself that after they take your weapons. Of course, they've already begun taking the weapons from people, and nobody gives a shit. A 16-year-old kid that ran away from home because he didn't want to get chemotherapy and wanted to use hemp oil, he said that he'd rather be legal or illegally alive than legally dead. And I couldn't agree with him more. Legality does not equate to right or wrong. You would do good in remembering that. Hope you all have a good day. Remember, kill the state before the state kills you.